had killed the market for, of course.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, watching me here on Blackwood Fire Network. My name is INNOSSETU with my colleague Africa Maria. We are broadcasting live from Kampala, Uganda. That's where we are. And today is a beautiful Wednesday. Yeah, though it is cold, it has been raining, actually drizzling since morning. And actually, during this time in Uganda, we normally have actually wet season because of maybe grasshoppers, maybe.
Grasshoppers kuleta Alexander.
So, actually, thank you for all those people that are watching us from YouTube. That is Blackwood Fire Network 2. And of course, if you have not subscribed for our YouTube channel, please endeavor to subscribe and of course hit that subscription, that notification button. Whenever we have shows here scheduled, you can be notified on your phone or on your laptop, wherever you're watching us from, as well as those people that watch us from BitCute. Thank you for watching and supporting our shows here. Before I go any further, I'll request my colleague to say something before we proceed to today's topic, today's show.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for loving and supporting Blackwood Fire Network. Should I sing up on it? And of course, today's topic is Mississippi's devastating poverty crisis. When here on Blackwood Fire Network, we attempt, or we of course talk about issues that concern the Black people, not only in Africa but also elsewhere, the US, the UK, and other places. African American in Mississippi, or the Black Mississippians, are residents of the state of Mississippi who are of African American ancestry. Now, we know that the African Americans were 37.8% of the state's population. That was by apparently like 2019 there, when the US did their census. But we said that the African Americans were brought to Mississippi for cotton production during the slave trade. Uh, so Mississippi has a story. Mississippi has a story of black population, or the African American cotton plantation worker. Mississippi is a place that has a history of has history and a stronghold of slavery in the United States of America. Now we see that French officials established rules to allow the importation of African slaves into the Bilox area. That was around in 1718. And by 1719, the first African slaves arrived. Most of those early enslaved people in Mississippi were Caribbean Creoles. Now, the movement of importing black slaves to Mississippi peaked in the 1930s when more than 100,000 black slaves entered Mississippi. Now, the largest slave market was located at the forks of the road in Natchez. Now, as the demographer, of course, noted that we have got a lot of people in that area who were introduced as slaves at that time, and most of them, of course, started mixing up with other people, and then we started having what we identify as a mixed race within the Mississippi. But historically, um, the Indians were removed. All right, but of course, yesterday, Chief Chapa was telling us that India means black. So I guess, but using the context of the other world, they still believe that Indians are quite different people from black. All right. Now we know that African American who were mostly enslaved or enslaved and were working for the whites who were primarily European Americans at that time, were overpopulated the population of these the European Americans. We know when we set back slavery, we know that we had a lot of people move from Europe to the United States to start up their own slave plantations and all that. And I guess this is why we see a lot of European Americans when we are looking into the history of slave trade in the United States of America. But of course, today we have a video that we would love to share to you guys about Mississippi's poverty levels, and probably we shall look at the reasons as to why Mississippi is going through poverty.
Hey, what we got going on?
Doing a music video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You want to be in it? You want to tell me something real quick?
Yeah. What kind of music video
Tell me.
you doing?
We're doing about Belzona. Tell me what Belzona is like.
Well, Belzona is a place you want to come here, man. It's really like a retirement home place, but it's a wonderful community here, man, and low on crime.
That's Mike. I was driving around the Mississippi Delta one day, just kind of looking around, and he flagged us down. We were in Belzona, one of the poorest parts of the Delta, and just marveling at how abandoned and poor the place looked. By then, nothing really shocked us. This was perhaps the fourth day I had spent in rural Mississippi documenting the decline of the region. But it wasn't until that afternoon in Belzona that it kind of sunk in, though. Despite the poverty and the setbacks, and there's really nothing here that's getting any better. A lot of the people here are sort of upbeat and positive. I think they kind of like it here. And that really surprised me. If you travel throughout the U.S., you'll see a growing number of our communities that are suffering from decades of economic decline. Many of our inner cities are crumbling. Entire neighborhoods are being abandoned. But this is on another level. We're in the Mississippi Delta, the poorest corner in the poorest state in America. This is where the decline of the United States is the most dreadful. In the words of William Buckner, to understand the world, you must first understand a place like Mississippi. Now, I don't know what he meant when he said those words, but I'm going to guess it had something to do with the condition of the place back then. William spent his days in Mississippi back in the early 1900s. That was when Mississippi began to embody all the problems we see in the world right now. Extreme economic disparity, racial tensions, the reality of how fast the world can change. Mississippi's setbacks then represented what we see in the nation now. And all these themes are only magnified here these days.
This AI tool will take your idea and create a complete book, complete with design, images, layout, everything, including.
Looks like another country, doesn't it? Maybe not third world, but 2 3/4 world. No, to this point, I've seen a lot of bad things, but nothing like what I saw in Mississippi. As soon as you cross into this state, it really hits home. The Mississippi Delta is a region that's along the Mississippi River on the western side of the state. It's pretty, isn't a lot of diverse scenery here. It's flat, boring, and very hot and humid. Driving around, it's all dusty, empty stretches of bad roads, and a lot of farmland. And sprinkled between, I looked at all the decay of the downtowns and drove through neighborhoods that are far, far behind the times. Just about every place here looks like it's been spiraling downwards since the mid-1900s. And as far as I know, there's nothing being done to turn things around. Being so close to the river, the soil here is spectacular. I mean, you ask people here what makes this place so special, and they'll tell you it's the dirt. In the old days, well, not a lot of people. Most of them were rich white farmers, but times were good in this area back then for a lot of folks. However, as you know, the Civil War ruined a lot of this, so a lot of people left. Then in the late 1800s, black landowners were disenfranchised, and things only got worse in the Delta as a lot of the plantations here began using mechanization. Every tractor that came in here replaced 8 families. So even more people went up north for work. I mean, they had lost all their land and their careers too. It wasn't until the 1960s during the Civil Rights Movement that blacks in the South were treated sort of equally. But by then, a lot of this area was already far behind. And what's here now is all pretty bleak. It's basically one of the most miserable looking places you've ever seen. It's pretty clear there's not a lot of jobs for people down here. That's their biggest problem down here now. There just aren't very many companies opening up here that pay very well. And technology's pretty much wiped out most of the farming jobs. Even the catfish farms had provided some jobs, but China's beating Mississippi at producing cheaper catfish now. I know, Mississippi getting beaten at catfishing by the Chinese. Right now we're in Belzona, which is, or was, the catfish capital of the world. The population here is less than 2,000 people today, which is about half of what it was 50 years ago. And the decline's accelerating. This place has lost a third of its population in the last 20 years alone. About 40% of folks are on welfare here. The average person here earns a little bit more than $1,000 a month. A lot of the homes are falling down now or in serious need of repair. Downtown Belzona used to have some sort of life, but I think there's only a couple places that are still open now. They say the downtown square is where communities gather and thrive. There's not a lot of that here anymore. All of this is in the middle of the Delta, surrounded by farmland and hour in every direction. The nearest big city is the capital of Jackson, which is 70 miles away. So there doesn't seem to be a future here. It was here in Belzona where we met Mike, the guy who stopped us when we were looking around.
And you got plenty of people that have invested in the community, a lot of businesses, and it's just a wonderful place. I grew up around on these streets here, you know, and it's a nice place to be. You know, my name is Michael, and that's all I can say. Catfish capital of the world, bro.
Thanks, Michael.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Y'all have a good day.
All right.
All right.
Mike seems to be upbeat in a world literally crumbling around him. I admired that. I'd see some more of that as I explore the region more later in the week. About an hour north of Belzona, and there's nothing between the two except for miles and miles of farms. I think the average person in Shaw earns about $900 a month. Half of Shaw lives off of government assistance alone. Entire schools are closed here. Something I come work in the Delta. Not many young, eager teachers want to come down here and earn low salaries and live like this. Can't blame them. School's gone. The state ranks 5th in dropout rates at 8%. Schools just don't have a lot of money. They just try to do the best they can to get the kids off to college and hope they never have to come back. But nothing's really changed down here. It's always been like this with education. And Mississippi ranks first in teenage pregnancies. A lot of the country is slowing down with having kids, but not here. Downtown Shaw looks just like any other has-been Delta community. The entire 3-block stretch of this downtown, outside of a couple of nonprofits, I don't think I saw a single business open anymore. It all looks like something you'd expect to see in
Black Friday. Mind Valley membership is 50% off for life. And when you get a Mind Valley membership, you are now getting access to 50 of the greatest teachers on the planet. 100+ programs to help you transform every aspect of your life. This is the greatest.
You might remember when I drove through Appalachia this winter. In Appalachia, here it's mostly poor Black people who have gone through an agriculture crash. Here in Shaw, it's 95% African American. Appalachia in the Deep South actually and vote by the color of their skin. As a whole, it's in really bad shape. What we're looking at right now, there's kind of a joke here now. Mississippi's first on every bad list and last on every good list. It's all the categories. They're unhealthy, the education's far behind, and there is lots and lots of poverty. 20% of the entire state's on welfare now, and that's double the U.S. average. There just aren't a lot of healthy food options down here. Since there aren't very many conventional grocery stores, a lot of people live on fast food, and a lot of the kids survive on chips and soda. Where we are now is in Leland, Mississippi, a teeny little place in the middle of nowhere with 4,800 people. Homes here average $59,000, but then you turn a corner and most of the houses you see are closer to $10,000. I bet you could get something to rent here for $200 a month. Maybe they should market themselves as the returners that want to get out of the big cities for some peace and quiet. I'm not kidding. You see towns like this every 20 minutes driving around the Delta. Here's a place I saw driving around that I couldn't record because the camera died. There's a lot of opportunity, I guess, and snag all this up. There is a lot of room. This isn't just in the Bible Belt, it's the damn buckle. So it's really surprising when you see churches burned out and left behind. Or maybe not. Half the state is Baptist. There's 4 times more Baptists here than anywhere else in the country. 80% of people in Mississippi say they're highly religious. I mean, religion's how a lot of these people cut of people are told to pray and good things will happen and their fortunes will change. There's a lot of whatever may come will come around here.
What if they replace our Bibles with math and science books? Would that help?
Mappy, that was probably the most insensitive thing you've ever said. Just because you think you know it all.
Just asking.
Stop asking. We take for granted things like decent jobs, good schools, Wi-Fi, public transportation, reliable sewers, grocery stores, and medical insurance. They don't have a lot of that down here. Nuh-uh. One guy told a newspaper reporter, "I'm trying to move my family. I'd rather live in a doghouse than here." Damn. I'm not just picking on Mississippi. Although this is an extreme example of how bad things are in the Deep South. I mean, here's a look at the most miserable states. They're all right around here. The divorce belt, the murder belt, the smoking belt, and the low life expectancy belt. It's just crazy how much the health fortunes have changed here. Back in the 1960s, a lot of kids here were so malnourished that they had distended bellies. Now it's a lot of gas station gizzards, Skoal, fast food, and double whiskey and Red Bulls. They call Mound Bayou the jewel of the Delta, if you can believe it. Maybe at one time it was. I didn't see anything down here that's a shining example of how life should be. The population here is 1,500, down from a quarter in the last 2 decades. Despite this, these two seem to like it here.
Ain't too much to change, It's just that it ain't many people in here as it used to be, but it's still the Delta. It's all right. I wouldn't go nowhere else.
Yeah, it's nice. We've been here all our life, so it's good. Everybody knows along pretty good. Yeah.
We travel a lot. I go to a lot of big cities and I see all the problems in the big
I don't
cities.
like the big cities. I don't. I've been there. I'm a truck driver, so I go all over. So I'd rather stay right here. Yeah, it's comfortable. Yeah.
How important is religion to people out here? I see churches.
Yeah, they real religious. They go to church. It's a lot of church going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do people do for fun out here?
Well, we have baseball, football, basketball games. They just sandlot. They do that. There's a place over there where basketball court. Mm-hmm. They have the games. They do that.
Again, more people I talked to on the side of the highway that expressed optimism despite everything you're seeing now. That kind of says a lot about the mentality down here. I don't know if it's a defeatist mentality or they're just content, but that's how they feel. We saw lots of smiles and waves when we were down here. Some people seemed outright cheery. Everybody still has land, a home, a couple of guns, a couple of cars, a haircut, food on the table, booze, and a new pair of shoes. Maybe that's all they need. This is author Hank Burdine. He's an expert on the Delta. I spent some time with him one evening, and one of the questions I asked him was, Hank, I travel a lot. I see a lot of poor places. It's only down here that everybody seems so happy. Why is that?
And there are not many places you can't go, whomever you are in the Delta, that you don't know somebody from that town. If you get into trouble, you make one call, somebody makes a call, then everybody comes to help you. That's what the Delta's about.
Would you like to learn to play worship piano? Well, I'm a former Nashville pro, and I've developed a system, something I developed called Worship Piano Skill Sets. And the idea is we take these things that sound really, really common, easy to follow steps that anybody can play. You put together, and in a very short amount of time, you're playing. It's all geared toward worship piano. We've got a video on our website that's free to watch. You don't have to sign up for anything. We don't ask for your email. Why it works so fast. If this is something you're interested in, I encourage you to click the button and check it out. It's a Christian environment. I'm a believer. Of course, on our site for over a year now, that's been working for people all over the world. And we've now developed the same thing for piano. So if you're interested in learning how to play in a Christian environment, teacher, this is the perfect place to do it. Click the button right now. Check out the video. Hope to meet you soon. God bless you.
No, I'm going to stay late tonight. There's some work I have to do in office. There's just some work. I'll stay late. I'm in the late hours, so I'll stay in office a bit late today. Let me first wait on the traffic. There's some work I also need to finish. I'm just supposed to be on leave.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
So a lot of this might be for outsiders, but it doesn't feel threatening or anything. It's not particularly dangerous in the Delta. These towns are just so small that it's hard to get away with anything. I'm sure thefts and robberies are a thing, though. This is downtown Yazoo City. There's a few signs of life, but not much. The Mississippi Delta has been very political. John F. Kennedy came down here and toured the area in the 60s, and what he saw made him literally cry. The poverty and filth was something he hadn't seen before. He said it was worse than a third world country. He didn't have any time to help, though, because he was assassinated shortly after coming down here. They fight over funding here all the time. The state turns down federal dollars because they don't want to be beholden to Washington. They even turn away programs that would help school kids and give people decent health care. The current governor here, Tate Reeves, has sent back hundreds of millions of dollars in welfare and rental assistance money because he calls them liberal handouts that encourage people to stay out of the workforce. He might be onto something, though. The Black author Thomas Sewell once said that government policies created cultures of dependency on government, and that we have an overly generous welfare state that has lulled poor blacks into a permanent state of dependency and sloth, he said. In case you're wondering, almost the entire state votes heavy red. But not here. Jackson and Biloxi and the Mississippi Delta are the state's Democratic strongholds.
Well, there are, it's not only a higher upper echelon and a lower poverty line. It's everybody in between. Now, there's also a big welfare situation here, which I don't think is too sporty, because I have seen where some people take advantage of that. And that's not good for the community. That's not good for the people that are doing that. And it's not good for the government. You've got this aid for ADC, aid for dependent children. I've seen some families on porches where you had three generations welfare money. I don't think is the way it's supposed to be. I don't think that's the way the system was designed for it to be. But that may be the way that some people are taking advantage of that system. Now, I don't have a dog in that fight other than I pay my taxes. But I've seen that. And
I think there's a lot of people mooching off the government help to survive. It's not like they're not working just to not work. There aren't really a lot of good jobs. But then you ask people, why don't you just leave? And they'll say, this is my home. My friends and family and church are all here. I'm not going anywhere. The money thing down here gets really complicated. A lot of the money that does make its way into the community usually goes to the big nations, and they don't even employ the locals anymore. It's hard to find local workers for whatever farms are left. People here don't want to do it or can't do it. A lot of the farms down here are bringing in workers from South Africa. They're the only ones that'll come down here and do the work. And they're the only ones who can do it. Anyways, there's a big disparity between down here. In the 1800s, there were more millionaires per capita here than anywhere else. A lot of people have heard of Shelby, Mississippi. They're down to 2,000 people here now. And I saw a lot of abandonment here. It's all over the place. Their downtown is pretty much gutted at this point.
Do your paintings look cartoony and plasticky, but you don't know what to do about it? You just want to level up your skills, but you don't know where to start. The problem isn't you, it's how you were taught. I've spent my professional career trying to discover a process that I genuinely love, so that every time I step into the studio, I'm excited to start painting. I want to share with you my personal techniques to help you speed up your painting process, create beautiful layers, and incorporate both acrylics and oil into your work. But I'm not just teaching you alone. You'll also be learning from a world-class artist, my mentor, Ellie Milan. She's taught
One reason folks down here are so unhealthy is there just aren't a lot of hospitals left anymore. More than half the hospitals in rural Mississippi are on the verge of collapse. They're going to shut them down because the people who live here can't afford to pay the bills. And if you don't pay your bill, the hospital doesn't make any money. At this hospital right here, they're threatening to cut off the maternity care unit. Mississippi already has the nation's highest fetal mortality rate, and the highest infant mortality rate, and the highest number of babies born preterm, and the highest number of moms that die giving birth. My God. But how can the hospitals stay open? They're a business too. Now, Clarksdale is a bit of a bright spot down here. Sorta. This is where I stayed on one of the nights I was in town. It's a fairly large city for Delta standards. There's 14,000 people in town now, but it's lost 30% of its population in the last 20 years. One day, it might be just as small as the towns we saw earlier. There's much more culture here in Clarksdale and more money here because it's sort of a touristy spot. This is widely known as the home of the blues. They host the Delta Juke Joint Festival here every year. I took in a show one night when I was in town and listened to blues legend Watermelon Slim.
Get out my life, woman. You don't love me no more.
However, even though Clarksdale's sort of hanging on, it's very bleak. It's just sort of a little bit better than the other Delta communities I saw. Cleveland is supposed to be the nicest place in the Delta, so I drove through Cleveland one afternoon to see what they considered nice. Downtown looks pretty empty, but much more inviting than most of the rest of the Delta, I have to say. There's under 12,000 people in Cleveland, and they've lost 30% of their population in the last 25 years. So I don't know how much it's thriving. However, people earn closer to $2,000 a month in incomes here, which is far more than most of the other towns I saw. It's just amazing that $25K a year is considered good. Another little town I saw that has some fairly nice in some parts is Little Leland. There were some pretty decent homes here that I hadn't seen on my Delta Drive. I looked it up, and these houses are worth anywhere between $95,000 and $350,000. I know, right? And it's right along a little river, too. Seems like a bargain to me if you have low expectations for life. But nice, beautiful homes. And then there's Greenville. It's the biggest city down here with about 28,000 people, but it is not pleasant, nor is it thriving. Parts of Greenville are just one big giant hood. There's no other way to put it. Just about every Delta town I drove through seemed pretty low key, just poverty and abandonment. Didn't feel on edge. Not here. Nuh-uh. The whole place feels sketch. Cell phone service is terrible. There aren't any decent hotels, and there's nowhere to eat. I actually got lost here for the first and only time on the entire month-long journey, and I had to flag a cop down to figure out how to get the hell out of town. There's closed down factories all over the Delta. Here in Greenville, there was a Fruit of the Loom plant and a Schwinn factory. They're long gone. Greenville once had more literary writers per capita. Not anymore, they don't. There were once a lot of mining and shipping and agriculture jobs here. But President Carter's grain embargo shut a lot of that down. So you can really see how political decisions can impact communities. Before I left Greenville, I stopped at a Subway to get something to eat. It was really the only option that wasn't fast food. Inside, I saw a woman who works for FEMA buzzing away on her laptop, catching up on work. I asked her, "Is there a disaster nearby?" And she just kind of disaster, to be honest.
Every watt of energy, every drop of water, and every bit of waste impacts your bottom line and your sustainability goals. Contact us now and we can deliver the right solutions for your plant to drive resource efficiency and savings.
So whose fault is this? The government's fault for not doing anything, or the people's fault for not doing anything? Yeah, it's up to them to do their part to change, but a lot of this would be avoidable if we'd stop blowing dough all over the place and make it so appealing for our largest companies to just leave. Part of the problem is Mississippians just don't want to change. It's a very deep, strange, complicated place with an ugly past that still influences the culture and way of life. A lot of these folks will just keep plugging along. A lot of them will stay proud and generous and very kind. There's a lot of problems here, but there's no problem in Mississippi that's not in every other state. They're just magnified here, and Mississippi's bad at hiding them. Driving around here on my last day, I wondered, are these people fading away from us, or are we fading away from them? Now I'm going to show the rest of the interview with Hank Burdine. He's a Mississippi Delta legend and the author of Dust in the Road, Recollections of a Delta Boy. Hank and I sat down and talked in the shade on the grounds of the Belmont Plantation, the last remaining plantation in the Mississippi Delta. The two of us had a pleasant conversation while we got eaten alive by early spring skeeters. Why is the Delta so special?
It's the dirt. It's the dirt from 41% of the continental United States and 2 provinces of Canada. It was a primeval hardwood bottomland swamp. You couldn't get in here. Until the 1800s, there really wasn't much clearing going on around here except along the river. And then the plantations began being formed, and the loggers came in, began logging the trees and opening up all this land to this cotton production. And you, because of that, then you had aristocratic families from Kentucky that came down, from South Carolina. These Kentucky folks right here at Belmont Plantation. You had Virginians come down. So in all of the big houses, they loaded their music rooms up with grand pianos and harpsichord, cellos, violins, and stopped.
Hey, Seto. Hey, Seto. Pause that. Seto, you there, Seto. Seto.
And
Seto, you there, Seto. Seto.
Came the artistic,
Seto, pause that.
cultural,
Seto,
and
pause that. You
literary
there?
explosion.
Seto.
Right
Seto, you there?
Greenville, Mississippi was at one time known to have more writers.
Seto, you there? Hey, start reading your comments. Do you read your comments on BitChute, Seto? Seto, can you hear me? Seto, you there? I can't. Start reading your comments on BitChute. You got a lot of racist comments. I try to answer some of your comments on both your things. Go start going. I can't hear you guys. You guys' sound is gone, but start going on the BitChute page and read your guys' comments. Read you guys getting a lot of comments on your shows. I'm answering your comments. It's a lot of racism on there. So when you guys get done with this show, when you go back and read your BitChute comments, I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of racism. You guys been called all kind of filthy niggas, you dumb niggas, you dirty niggas. I'm letting you know. You guys got a lot of comments on BitChute. I answered a bunch of them yesterday. So when you guys get done, go back and check your comments later on, or when you guys start the show on BitChute. Go back and check your comment section. What's wrong with you guys' sound? I don't hear you guys' sound. You guys don't got no sound. Anyway, I'm done. Yes, but go check your guys' comments. I defended a lot of you guys' comments because I see you guys had the Africans in Europe. And your comments said, you dirty niggas ain't never create nothing. You dumb niggas ain't create a 2-story building. So I had to go in and defend you guys' show in the comment section. So you guys start looking under your shows on BitChute and read your comments and respond to these racist comments. You guys start responding to these racist comments. But anyway, I don't know. I can't. You guys' sound is gone. I can't hear nothing you guys saying. You guys' sound is out. But anyway, guys, I'll let you guys go ahead. Go ahead, continue. I can tell them they got no sound. You guys have no sound, guys. And you guys don't have any sound. That's what I keep telling them. Jibber jabber. They have no sound. You know what the racist comments on BitChute gonna say? You dumb niggas, you don't got no sound. You backward ass niggas, you don't got any sound. You poor dumb bastards. You guys don't have any sound, Maria and Seto. There's no sound. So if you guys can hear me, you guys have no sound. Oh, they guys here already. So I'm letting you guys know you guys have no sound. You guys still got no sound. No sound, guys. I don't know, maybe they frozen. They can't be frozen. Yeah, go out and return, guys. Go out and come back in. Because if they were frozen, it would already, yeah, the stream would already went down on them. Yeah, I don't know why either, guys. So you guys don't know why. Yeah, go out and come back in. Yesterday, come back in. Just an irritant show, arguing with that crazy ass Leslie about what melanin is. What do you mean it conducts light? What is light? How does light work? Like this motherfucker's crazy. Okay, I hear him. I hear him come back in, see if we can hear him. I hear that back. Say something. I don't know why they don't got no sound. It's crazy. Nope, no sound. Nope, still no sound. I don't know. How you guys think got sound and don't got sound? What's been going on with you guys' internet? In this, I don't know. You guys got sound and don't got sound. I mean, were you guys like in a basement somewhere? Where you guys at? Maybe it's our internet. Maybe I don't know. The internet is choppy. Exactly. We can see you, but no sound. Exactly. I know you're making Kampala, but making problem up the damn. Oh, they ain't coming back now. Shit. I have no clue. Say, Michelle. How you doing, Michelle? We don't be on YouTube except for them. We're now on Rumble. So I'll be this weekend on Rumble. I'll come in on YouTube for one section. I won't be on YouTube probably till February. All the strikes are gone. And I like being on BitChute and Rumble. I can say what I want to say without things getting taken down. So you're good. That's what's up. I see your boy T West is still on Facebook. Honey, let still be on Facebook. I see you be sharing a lot of Facebook stuff on the chat, on the WhatsApp chat. I meant to check that out. Hey, send the link again, Michelle, for me on WhatsApp. I'd like to see what I ain't see T West in years. I'd like to know what that crazy bastard is talking about. I haven't seen T West. I know they kicked him off YouTube like they did me. And that's him trying to get. And then I know he got kicked off of Twitch. Did he get kicked off of Twitch too? So I was gonna try Twitch. I said, nah, this shit looks too complicated. Twitch. Tell him to go to Rumble. I know. So I can't believe they still got him on Facebook. Yeah, we got kicked off of Facebook. We got kicked off of Facebook. We got kicked off of Facebook. Yeah, see if you can leave. Yeah. He got kicked off of Twitch. I remember when he got kicked off of YouTube, he said, follow me on Twitch. I went to go check him out, but his Twitch channel was gone too. See if you can get a chance and put his channel inside the chat room for him. I'd like to check him out. But tell him to try to go to Rumble. I can't believe they still allow him on Facebook. He's on Telegram? Okay, that'd be a place to go. You might as well have us go to Telegram, but I got off of there. Yeah, Telegram's another good place to go. Yeah. I didn't know how to use Telegram. Shit, how do you? You can't go live on that thing, can you? Telegram, you can't go live on that thing. Oh, he's back. Let's set those back. Okay, now we can hear him. Now we hear. Now we hear you. What happened? Where are you guys now?
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, we hear you now. Yes.
I told you.
What happened? You guys figured it out?
No, we had to, of course, leave the StreamYard and then re-enter.
Yeah, you guys sound. They go. Yeah, you guys good now. Hey, when you guys get a chat, start going to the BitChute channel and check on your comments, guys. You guys are getting a lot of comments. Have you checked on your comments at all?
Yeah, we saw them. We saw the comments and how you were replying with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mississippi. So anyway, today we have been discussing about Mississippi and its underdevelopment, and why it is apparently underdevelopment. And for those who have watched that short video, a tour around Mississippi, I would say that Mississippi faces many challenges to economic development, including the workforce.
It's impoverished. I got to go through it in a minute. It's an impoverished state. It's a racist state, still racist, and African people are still impoverished in Mississippi. Very, very poor state.
And it is said that Mississippi has one of the least educated workforce in the United States.
Of course. That's a big slave state. So my thing is to keep these Negroes, stupid, slaves. So yeah, of course it does.
So yeah, we know that Mississippi has a history of slavery and the Jim Crow laws. And the concentration of wealth in the hands of the white minority, which of course has created a very huge impact, a very lasting impact on this particular state. if you look at the infrastructures of Mississippi, they still drive you back to the days of slavery, which I think is quite absurd. I should say Mississippi maybe is a long forgotten city or area in the United States. Keith, I noticed something that most of the buildings okay that I've seen in the United States, let me say, okay, particularly in Mississippi, they are built with wood.
What bills are we talking about?
So they have used the timber entirely, timber bottom and do you guys use bricks for constructing your houses?
Of course, most houses are made with brick, but parts of Mississippi, they were just old shacks. So a lot of old black people lived in old shacks. So a lot of black people in Mississippi didn't have bricks. They built them in old shacks. So because it was poor. So of course most of the buildings are built with bricks. But I'm saying in Mississippi there's a lot of damn poverty, so they build a lot of those buildings with old wood or whatever they can build it with. The old raggedy shit you see.
So actually, for me, actually, I looked at actually if someone just watched, actually, I don't know whether Keith watched that video that we have been sharing here. If someone, it is actually the first time of watching the video that we have been sharing about Mississippi, someone may think that it is Africa. Deep there in Africa, when you look at the infrastructure, the way how buildings are organized, when you look at the potholes within the road, someone may think that it is Africa. Yeah, it is a village.
It's a village in the US.
It is a village. I was so I wouldn't expect that for a big country like big continent like
the America. And Mississippi's economic struggles are deeply intertwined with its history, slavery, and its aftermath. We know that for centuries, Mississippi's economy relied heavily on enslaved labor, particularly in agriculture. So the abolition of slavery left the state with a legacy of racial inequality and a devastated economic system. And until now, we still see a lot of racism in Mississippi. We still see racial differences, a high exhibition of racial difference in Mississippi. So yeah, and like I said, when I usually, because this is not the first documentary, I've seen other videos people make when they're driving through Mississippi. The moment you enter Mississippi, the first thing that comes at the back of your mind is the slavery. And this, so Mississippi has not changed very much. All right, it's like you're moving everything.
Back in time. That's right. You're moving back in. It's like you're moving back in time. You got the fucked up roads. You got the poverty in the Mississippi Delta. Do this for me, Seto. Go to YouTube. And say videos of the Mississippi Delta. Videos of the Mississippi Delta, DELT. Videos of the Mississippi Delta. So you'll see this kind of poverty mainly in the Delta region. But a lot of black people left and moved up north, moved up to Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia. So a lot of black people moved out of Mississippi trying to escape poverty. Guys, so you'll notice a lot of black people trying to move out of Mississippi, trying to escape the crushing poverty, they moved up north. That's why you always find somebody from up north has some family down in the south, down in Mississippi, down in Georgia, down in Alabama, because they were trying to escape this kind of poverty that Seth was going to show coming out of slavery, coming out of the Mississippi Delta. So this is the exploitation. And so if you guys would look at last year, if you guys were on Rumble or BitChute last show with Irriton, Irriton and Leslie, he's a colonized African.
Town alligator.
Yeah.
Machinery took
so
over,
Leslie,
and so a lot of people left this year here. Yes, I am. Shut down gas stations, a sad sight.
So what'd you say? What'd you say, Maria?
What's going on in Shelby?
No.
You're gonna pop those when you close that. Oh my God! They had their ceremonies up here. I never thought this was good. Yeah. Cornbread.
Oh, I love it. A lot of cornbread.
There's just a lack of hope with many people in small town
Right,
America.
right. The lack of hope.
Most people just want to go to work, feed their family, and get on through life. Good morning, guys. Here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Today we have quite an adventure going south.
Lack of hope because I'm broke, living in the Delta. Oh, no, I think we lost that on them. Shit. See if they make it back, guys. They back. There they go. They back. There they go. They back. They back.
Place on Earth, also known as the poorest region of the South, arguably the poorest region in the whole country. So the goal is to get out on the back roads, meet the locals, ask the question. Let's go check out alligator. How you doing, sir? Is this downtown alligator?
Just the whole alligator.
Oh, okay.
The guy used to own the liquor store up there, Mr. Bruno. And Mr. Brimley. They did. Not going down. We got a fruit nose around here and try to dip your nose in other folk business.
Oh, small town stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know.
Right.
That's how you defeat alligators too. Hit them in the nose. That's what I heard.
No, take my advice. Do them like I do them. I say the hell. Well, I'm talking about the alligator. They don't mess with me. I don't mess with them.
Yeah, mutual respect. Take care, sir.
You too.
Good alligator advice when you're in the South. So this is it. Guessing it's something else over there. And you've had a lot of time. There were a lot of manual. Lobby hours 7:15 to 9:15.
Hi, my name is Evelyn Alum, a civil engineer supervising East Housing Project Uganda.
Let's talk to this guy. Seems like a local. What was alligator before?
Farming community. At one time, there was 3 different gens here. You can still, the current one's right around that corner there.
Oh, cotton gins.
Yeah. And there, the oldest one was sitting out there.
Okay.
Behind this shed here. About the 80s, every road you go out would have a line of houses on it.
Oh, really?
And that all this innovation.
That's where we had all those African slaves over there back in the day.
Okay. So
Labor.
just way less jobs.
Right.
Gotcha.
Way less. I mean, one man farm 1,000 acres now, where it used to take 10 men.
So in the 70s and 80s, you had people out there picking cotton?
Oh yeah.
And how much were they getting paid back in those days? It's like minimum wage job, or?
It had to be early 70s. Now the cotton pickers and cotton choppers,
they wouldn't get
did not
paid
make
shit.
minimum wage.
Exactly.
How they got
With no
by
minimum
that,
wage.
they was getting like
paid them
straw
nothing.
boss.
Straw boss. What's that?
That's the leader, and they would pay him so much, and then
Okay.
he would hire the choppers or whatever,
Okay.
and then pay them out of his pocket, and that's how they got by with it.
Okay, straw boss would pay the workers
They pay 'em
whatever he
nothing.
could get away with. He'd pocket the rest. Something like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
But it just, I don't know. This was a whole line of buildings. Had this little gap in it.
Okay.
There were stores in every one of them. This store here on the end.
Yep.
There's a bunch of black people.
January
Poverty.
last year,
Okay.
and they recently shut it down.
What was that? Like a general store?
Yeah. Yeah, they did cooking, sandwiches, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Cold drinks, and all the farmers usually went there for lunches and stuff.
Are you a farmer?
Yeah.
Okay.
You better be in this area. That's all there is. There's no factories or nothing here.
So you still have work though?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Good for you.
But there was
Never been nothing there.
convenience
Mississippi.
stores here at one time.
Just all along this row.
Right. This was an office building here for a farmer. Chinaman had a store, and then there was
Chinaman.
Yeah.
Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Out here.
Yeah. Then there was a Jewish guy had a store. Then there was a black guy that had a store.
Okay.
So they all was represented.
You guys get along pretty well out here?
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't have no problem. We don't have no law or nothing.
you have police out here?
Nope. Well, we can call the county, which is 30 miles away, you know.
That's the mayor.
That's the mayor.
Tommy, you're the mayor here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's going on in Alligator?
Well, right now it's pretty quiet. You know, I'm trying to keep the peace, but you know, we're suffering for business right now because we just had Gator's Grocery to close on us, Marianne Grocery closed.
This one right over here?
Right.
A small store like this shutting down, it does affect the town, you're saying?
Oh yes. You know, it's called a convenience store because it's convenient. Now they have to drive. Some people don't have transportation, and you know it's hard on them. You know what I mean?
Where do you go for groceries?
Well, we go to Clarksdale, Cleveland, and you know,
Clarksdale's what, 20 miles?
13 miles. Trying to get a Dollar General or something going on around here. But
So you guys want the Dollar General?
Right, we want it.
Okay. They're all over Appalachia. They're all over the South.
I don't understand. You know, it's a 13-mile radius either way.
So
you know what I mean?
Let's talk the general manager of Dollar General. We need to get them here outside Alligator.
Yeah, we want to get them here
on the main road.
I actually spoke to them already, but they haven't gave me any response. You know, they said only thing they said they was checking on it. So
keep at it.
Yeah. They still want $5,000
for this little.
They say you're too.
You think it's gonna happen?
They saying you're too small and too poor to come out there.
What price would sell?
Dollar General. Pause it. Dollar General's got the most garbage food you can get, guys. You know, about American, that's the most garbage-based shit you can get, and they're begging to get one of these Dollar Generals in their community because they're so poor, and that food is garbage up in the Dollar General. You guys been a Dollar? I don't know if they got a lot of Dollar Generals up north. Hey, Jabba and Michelle, they got Dollar Generals up north where you guys live, up there in Pennsylvania, and I never even knows where I'm up north. And Michigan, they got Dollar Generals up there, guys. You guys got Dollar Generals? I'm sure they do, because I know they're out west. You guys got Dollar Generals up north? Let me know in the comment section. But if you guys got Dollar General, you know that's the most base garbage shit, diabetes shit you can eat. Now we got Dollar Generals everywhere. I'm surprised they don't got one of them in their town. I mean, we got Dollar Generals. I'm passing one right now. We got Dollar Generals everywhere down here in the South. I mean, every 5 miles is a Dollar General. You guys got one? Let me see what that's saying. They're putting them, okay. They put them all over these little towns, exactly. They're everywhere. All the little towns, surprised by these little towns don't got one. These Dollar Generals are fucking everywhere. Everywhere. And the food in there is absolute garbage. Go ahead, Seth.
2,000?
Yeah, I would. I can tell you one thing. It's best to be in a small town. What's going on in the situation we're in, because you know more in the smaller towns is not being recognized. You know, if you had a war, what you think the first thing they're gonna hit? The big cities. These small things, you'll waste your missiles trying to find alligator.
So you're thinking big global conflict.
Exactly.
And you want to be in the small towns?
Exactly.
Okay.
So
have you always thought like that, or that's a new thing?
Well, it made me think like that when the situation we got going on now. You know what I'm saying? Everything is very touchy, and you know we got hands on.
You guys feel that out here in the countryside.
He's
like
stupid.
The country and the world is a little touchy.
He's the pause. He's a mayor. Pause it. He's a mayor and he's stupid. He thinks because he's out in the country. If you're here with a nuclear bomb, moron, and the closest city to you is up there about Memphis, you're going to be affected. Because he's talking about Clarksville and Cleveland. I know that's that guy. This is Delta. So he's south of Memphis, which is a major city. If they hit Memphis, you're going to be wiped out too, stupid. If the Russians or the Chinese hit Memphis, you're gone, dummy. You're not going to survive it. Yeah, I'm out here in the country. It won't. If a missile hit one of the major cities, moron. You're near a major city. It's called Memphis, Tennessee. Believe me, that's been targeted. Memphis. So when they blow up Memphis, you're gonna be blown up too. Crazy. Hey man, the ignorant, this shit's crazy. We got here in the country. No, moron. You're right down the road from Memphis, Tennessee. When they hit Memphis, they're gonna hit your ass too. Go ahead, Seto. Oh, Seto, do me a
Hey,
favor real
Woody,
quick.
you know, we
Oh,
can
pause
give
it,
off
pause
free,
it, pause it,
you know,
pause it,
powwow.
pause it, Seto. Pause it, pause it. So do me a favor. Open up another tab for me, Seto, and just do this real quick. Say images of Memphis. Memphis is spelled Memphis. Say images of Memphis. Memphis. And just say TN. Images of Memphis TN. I don't want you to spell all Tennessee. It should just pop up when you put TN. PHISTN. And pop up that city. Share your screen. You're near this city right here. So you're just below Memphis. Another Cleveland area and Clarksville. I think Clarksville, that's where bootlicking ass what's the actor name? Morgan Freeman's from Clarksville. He finally set those images. And there you go. Yeah. Enlarge it for us. Just pick one of them, Seto. That's it. I think that's Memphis. I can't see them up. I think that's Memphis. Click one for us, Seto. Just click one. Okay. Yeah. Click out one so to show a bigger version. So we know this is Memphis, guys. So they're right below Memphis. He's thinking because he's out there that if we suffer a nuclear attack, yeah, this is Memphis. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, Memphis. Okay, that's downtown Memphis. That's what you call Beale Street. That's downtown Memphis. Okay, that's good. So he thinks if a bomb hits there, he's gonna be safe. That's downtown Memphis. Okay. If it hits there, you're not gonna survive. Because him mixing Clarksdale and Cleveland, that's called the Delta, where I'm talking about. That's just south of there. That's just south of this city, south of Memphis, Tennessee. So if any nuclear bomb hits Memphis, you're gonna die too. Okay? You're gonna get wiped out too. So yeah, we're not near the big city. We're not going, all the things happening with Russia. All right, they're gonna exactly everywhere. They're gonna hit Memphis. Memphis is a known city. They're gonna hit it, and you're gonna be wiped out along with those people. Okay? So stop talking crazy. Yeah, we're out here in the country. We're gonna be safe. No, you're not. You're not gonna be safe. Okay? I don't know what kind of nonsense you've been taught. If a bomb hits Memphis and it's on that list, you better believe Memphis is on the Russians' list. It's a major American city. They're going to hit Memphis, and you're going to be wiped out along with that shit. So, thanks, Chester. That's all I wanted to show was that. Show Memphis about. He think because he's down there, yeah, I'm out here because I'm not in no major city. I'm not in the city. You're still near a major city, guy. You're near Memphis, Tennessee. And when the Russians hit Memphis, they're going to hit your ass too. Yeah, you can continue with your video set. I just want to show that. He's talking absolute crazy. Yeah, I'm out in the country. If they hit me, I'm not going to get hit. Okay. Okay. Good luck with that crazy shit you talking.
days, and it's just mayhem.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
everyone's killing each other for
But
food and
here's
whatnot. You wouldn't have to. I don't.
exactly.
All right. Can will you guys let me in?
You're more than
Hell,
happy
you probably,
for you, man.
well, you probably gonna buy some cheap land up there.
That I'm in. Yeah, man. We'll be more than happy to have you, man. I'm always welcoming the people to.
Probably buy some cheap land around that bitch. You know that's impoverished. Ain't nothing there. Nothing but poverty. Yeah. I mean, I want to run to America. Leave Uganda. Leave the poverty. You run right to that poverty right there.
Community. Okay. We are trying to grow. You know what I'm saying? We're not just stabilized. We're trying to grow now.
Okay, Mayor.
But in order to grow, you have to have businesses.
Yeah.
Business bring people in. So
Yeah. So you need some businesses to move into those two very nice locations.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Dollar General. Don't forget Dollar General.
Dollar General
We
on
need
the
Dollar
highway.
General.
Good stuff, Mayor.
Dollar General. We're gonna need more people. You got no businesses to support a Dollar General. There's no money there.
Just one small town off the highway.
Going to the Delta.
And we're literally 20 minutes into this trip. For my short time in this part of the country, that's how it is. People are very open. No BS. And they have pride, even if their town is on the decline and stores shutting down. They, like the mayor said, they're really trying to bring something back. And it's crazy, just a business or two can change the whole feel of a town like that. I mean, it is a bit sad, I gotta say, seeing all these things shut down.
It's poverty.
Shut down gas stations, a sad sight.
Poverty.
There are less money in the region than there once was. But let's go in deeper, see what else we can find.
Poor, very poor. It's very poor.
Tried oils and they get
The Shelby train station, now the public library. Looks like the downtown. One business with new paint, but boarded up. What's going on in Shelby?
Man, nothing.
You guys grew up here?
Man,
we all from Shelby.
Okay, so what was it like 20 years ago?
Oh, Shelby was nice 20 years ago.
It was pumping.
Shelby was nice 20 years ago.
What was going on?
All is up here.
Same thing.
This time of day, be packed.
Packed with people.
Right.
Because you got nice old buildings, so there are businesses and everything.
Right. It was.
Okay.
This is a business right here in Shelby now.
What happened? The work ran out?
Shelby Dock has closed. Ripple Land Company closed. It was a part place.
Oh.
They would make a parts for German Motor.
Okay. So the parts factory shut down.
Right.
And the what?
Cotton gin shut down.
Cotton gin. Was that good work ever doing cotton or no?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was because it kept the community.
Oh, yep. So what are people doing now for work?
Man, whatever they can do, man. Driving trucks.
What I got?
Like I said, whatever they can do.
Okay.
Plumbing.
So you guys need more industry to come back in.
Right.
They moved all the industry to China. See, this what happened with the Rothschild. Pauses. Understanding, pauses. This the hollowing out of America to the Jewish interest, Jewish banking interest, the Rothschilds, but they moved all the industries to China. So this is how they built China into a power. Don't ever let no moronic Chinese tell that they independently created. They took all the industry, guys, peaceably and moved it to China. It gave Chinese people jobs. Same industries that is now in China. And it's because they wanted to build China into a power. People that actually run the world. The banking cartel. Right? Because it would have been cheaper to build everything in Africa because all the material comes out of Africa. But it's to make sure the African always stays on the bottom. Poor, dumb, and illiterate backwards. Because that's why China is now wealthy or a developed nation when 40 years ago it was poorer than Uganda and Kenya. Because they stripped all the industries out of America and moved them to China. Go ahead, Seth.
Ma'am, I can put a seat down. And
I don't pop.
You're gonna pop those when you close that. Oh my God. Here we go. This poor lady just lost her mother. It was, I guess, a party for her 80th birthday, and she just passed. You want me to try closing this? If I pop one, is that okay?
Oh, it didn't. See?
So we're gonna help this woman get balloons back to her place. That is rough. Shows you how unpredictable life is. Many of you have been through that. I've been through that. I lost my father. And for this lady, getting ready for her mother's 80th birthday, and then she passes. So that is rough. Yeah, from what those guys said in front of the store, seems like the jobs took off out of town. See this in so much of America, in these rural areas where the jobs have taken off. Some people follow them. Some people
Taking out
move,
to China.
and
They
others
didn't
don't.
follow nowhere. The jobs
Some
went to
industry
China.
needs to come in and fill the void, but then how do you get people productive and working hard and optimistic on life if they've fallen on hard times? That's really the trick I think we need to figure out in this country is how do you change some of these cycles, because
What are you talking about? The cycles are on purpose. Yeah, like you don't understand. This white guy act like he don't understand what's happening in America. How long you been in America?
Rural areas were more thriving.
You don't understand where all
Where'd you go?
where all the business.
Okay, why'd you come back?
My mom.
Okay.
My family, And I'm glad I did come back, so I got time to spend, her last years here.
That's
You went
important.
to after
When
South.
my father
Where did she
passed,
go?
he had glioblastoma,
Really?
brain cancer.
Really?
So it comes quick. He had like a few months.
So
And I got on a plane, like he went into seizures. I got on a plane, flew across the country, and saw him like he died in my arms in seizures. And it was, I wouldn't rather have it any other way. So
yeah.
for you to come back here and spend those moments is really important.
So how old was he?
He was, what was he, 71, I believe.
Okay, ooh, that's good. He made it to 70. Because everybody tell me, like, well, in the Bible, it says God allows you 70 years. And I learned that, when my mom said,
That's how the ignorant Bible say allow you 70 years. That's how you know she backward and ignorant. The Bible say give you 70 years. Lady, the average African lived to 150 years.
Than up in the Midwest there.
They cool up there too.
Yeah, I told she was so she must have went to Chicago.
Right. Down here, you gotta wait 1,000 times. You may wait 5 times at the same person. So yeah.
So in Shelby, most people get out. Is that the story?
Well, I don't want to say get out, but like if they can't find a job or the area is just so small, you can't.
You gotta leave.
But you go up to Cordova, it's everything up there. Go to Milwaukee, everything there. So
You liked it up there?
Yeah, I did. So I'm thinking where I'm gonna move to next once I do get settled down. And
Where do you think?
I don't know.
It's in Milwaukee.
I got so many.
You can go anywhere, huh?
I know.
You know you're not standing on Mississippi. Oh, she was up in Milwaukee. Okay, she's up in Milwaukee. Mississippi's go from Chicago, Milwaukee.
Here we have the Great Mississippi River, 2,340 miles long, starting up in Minnesota, ending all the way down in Louisiana, out to the Gulf of Mexico. America's greatest waterway. The Missouri, which is the longest by a few miles, comes in around St. Louis. But these intercontinental waterways are what push so much of the commerce in this country. These barges up and down. Looks like we have a tourist boat here, the American Queen.
Learn valuable business and IT skills in your own time and at your own pace with HP Life, a free online skills training program. HP Life is a program of the HP Foundation.
These towns vary quite drastically. This is Rosedale, which looks quite good. Coming into this town, the homes look nice. The further in we've gone, it actually has gotten nicer, at least here, which is interesting.
That's where white people live at, not blacks.
Okay, so we came through on the nice part of town, but it definitely had a different look than most of it down here.
Right.
So usually when things look this run down, they feel a bit edgier from my experience. In this whole drive today, I felt like zero edginess. Going into the gas stations and talking to random people feels fine. Oh, this is so cool. American Indians began building these amazing earthworks around 1100 AD. The Winterville Society was ruled by a chief. Many chiefdoms dissolved in the mid-1500s when Hernando de Soto's expedition passed through. The native population had no immunity to European disease, and many of the people died. Those who survived regrouped, creating contemporary Indian tribes such as the Choctaws, Chickasaws, and others. Oh, it's so cool. So they had their ceremonies up here. I never thought this would exist.
See what he's looking at. I told you that what he's looking at is a lie. What he's looking at is a mound. Those are not mounds. Those pause that. What he's looking at, those are not mounds. That's a lie. Those were African pyramids. They were not mounds. They were pyramidal structures built by Africans who were already over in America for thousands of years. Not none of these fake American Indians they keep talking about. That's a lie. That's why you come over to the Wachita Nation. Those are African people who were there thousands of years before slavery. The Africans were both sides of the continent because we are the original people on this planet. So what you see, they call them, those are not mounds. White people got it. They took down those structures, and now they got grass growing over them. They took down the structures to build their housing around it, coming down what they call the Mississippi and the Missouri River. You found pyramids all throughout the country, all down from Mississippi, all the way going down to the Louisiana basin down there of the Mississippi. What we call Baton Rouge, and also Monroe, Louisiana. You found those same mounds, they call them. They're not mounds. Those structures are not no damn 1,000 years old. Those are thousands of years old, not no thousands. So that's a lie. And we know linguistically that's a lie. That's been proven a lie. But they kept that up there. That story's reading is a goddamn lie. Because the Wachita Nation, which are African people, this is their whole, this is all their land right there. All that land is theirs. Mississippi, what It's all one area controlled by African people coming from, like you talking about Louisiana, all the way up to Mississippi. So, what's up for me, Center? Let's debunk this bullshit right here. Let's say, open up, go to Google, say the Ouachita Nation. Well, let me see how you spell Ouachita. Let me get it right. Give me a second. Let's Google. How you spell Ouachita? I mean, Washington. Washington. Okay, there we go. I know that's how we do it. I want you, yeah, the Washington Nation is an African American group that they say claims to be descendants of the Washington Native they're the original people. They don't claim to be nothing. That's been see. So now they try to discredit black people who've been on both sides of the continent. That's why the original Chinese people are African. China was started by Africa. These are all facts. So I want you to do this for me, Seto. Say images, open another thing, say images of the Washita Nation. That's WASHITAW and then nation. Washita. Now Google's trying to say these people claim the United States. It might have been proven they claim. So those mounds are built by the Washita Nation. Washita spelled WASHITAW, the nation. Did they say images of the Washita Nation? They claim. Right, the original. I'm going to have the original. So we know that they cut that this is African because they have totems. As Maria would tell you about her totems. What are the totems? We know the totem tradition comes out of Africa. That's why you see it on both sides of the Atlantic. The totem tradition is also in America. Totems. But we have totem poles here. They were totems. That's African tradition. I don't know, Seth there? I don't think Seth will even hear me. I don't know what happens. You there, Seth? Can you hear me? Maybe they sound went back off. I don't worry about Seth. This finish the video. Let you guys finish up. I can't. If you're talking to me, I can't hear you. Or maybe he's frozen. He might be frozen. I think Seth froze, guys. I think they froze. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, those miles. You know, those miles go from all the way up to what they are, just pyramids. The same pyramidal structure you find in Africa down South America. Same kind of structures. Now through time, them taking the material off it to build homes, now they turn into like mounds. They were not mounds, they were pyramids. They had pyramidal structures. And they're not no 1,000 years ago, way older than that. I don't know, I think they froze. I don't know what they doing. You guys frozen or something? Can't be. That the thing is still spinning. I don't know what they're doing. When they switch back over, sound goes over when they, okay, the sound goes off when they switch back over. Yeah. They can this is playing the video set though. I don't know what you're doing. If you guys are talking to me, I can't hear you. Sound is gone. Yeah, I think they went out. I think that was a long pause there. I think they probably froze. But if they make it back in here, I'll wrap it up because I got about what, an hour to go to Joby pops up in here. This is the Africa Today show. Oh shit. They make it on up in here. Yeah, take care, Jibba Jab. I'm still come back in an hour and a half for Joby. Hey, Joby, come back in about an hour and a half. If they come back in 5 minutes, if not, I'm gonna wrap it up. Oh, they back. They made it back. They made it back. They're back. I'm sure they were gonna make it back or not. You guys there? You got sound is gone again. Say, you guys say something. Yeah, your sound is gone again. Yeah, I should never told them to change nothing. If I tell them to change something, pop back in, their sound goes out. You guys might have to do what you did last time. Try to pop back out, pop back in again. If you guys internet, the computer, or something. They make it again. Not. They're gonna make it this time. I'm just gonna make you guys. I'm gonna wrap this up. See everybody later on the Africa Today show. Everybody have a wonderful morning. I don't think they're making. I don't think they're making it back at there. Too many internet problems happening. So everybody love, light, peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. I'll see you guys in a little bit, about an hour and a half, guys. Yeah, listen, hour and a half. Peace, love, and light.